And we continue. Now, before we get into this next segment, just a word of warning to families who are watching. The subject matter may get a bit graphic. Internationally known local televangelist Ernest Angley has been entangled in a lawsuit alleging sexual abuse that came to light last summer. Now, the Akron Beacon Journal has obtained a recording where Angley admitted to his assistant minister the encounters alleged in that lawsuit. And joining us tonight is the reporter behind a two-part story this week detailing this new twist in the case, but a guy has been following it beyond this two-part series, and that is Bob Dyer. Bob, thanks for being with us.
Glad to be here, Jimmy. Thanks.
Why do you think this was recorded in the first place?
This was recorded in 1996
okay.
by the assistant minister because he had confronted Angley before about this incident. Angley got real worried about blackmail, so he wanted to have some proof in case Angley, which he did, started saying terrible things about the assistant minister.
The conversation is shocking, but it really is kind of very definitive, isn't it?
Yeah, you cannot listen to that and not think that there wasn't something going on. And
Go ahead.
The thing about it to me is I don't care what he does behind closed doors. With two problems, though, with him. One, he's been preaching for decades that homosexuality is a sin.
That's right.
And you're going to go to hell.
That's right.
Two, he was doing this with underlings, people employed by the church. And that's where I think the big problem comes from.
Tell me about this former Reverend Brock Miller, who is suing Angley over this.
He is. I interviewed Brock about a year ago, and he wanted to lay out the full story. When I did the series 4 years ago, he wouldn't talk. He thought it over, he wanted to get it out there, so he said that Ernest Angley had abused him sexually on and off for 9 years, and he couldn't take it, and that's why he left, and he wants to go after him and get some monetary damages.
What is the state of that ministry right now, and the Grace Cathedral and the television show?
They're still going. I don't know what the attendance is. They won't tell us what the attendance is. They've never released that.
Have some people, though, within the congregation been shocked by this and said no more?
Well, he says, do not read the Akron Beacon Journal. The devil has taken them over. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons he's been able to maintain as many followers as he does, because it's a cult. I mean, they're brainwashed. They have very little outside influences. He's
97 years old, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is his involvement with this ministry right now at 97?
He's still running the show.
He is running the show.
Well, the heavy lifting is done by some other younger people who in some ways seem like clones of his.
Sure.
But he's still preaching from time to time, and
Bob, is this a civil situation, or could it become a criminal situation?
I don't know what the statute of limitations is, but I think he'd have a tough time with a criminal. It's in common pleas court in Summit County, and he's asking for all kinds of damages.
If he's at the pulpit saying, don't read the Akron Beacon Journal, I assume he is not speaking to you, but you did speak to him at one point, right?
He spoke to us for the series 4 years ago for about 90 minutes, an interview in his office, and I'm pretty sure after the fact he regretted it. I always tell people the worst thing you can do is say no comment, because then they think you're hiding something. I think if he had to do it over again, he would not have talked to us, because he admitted some things that just dug him a deeper hole.
From the organization, his congregation, his ministry, have they commented to you at all, or are they staying away?
The organization won't talk to me at all, nobody in the hierarchy. Some members have left anonymous voicemails, how I'm the work of the devil and that sort of thing, but most of the reaction I've gotten is from former members who say, thank God this is finally getting out.
Well, Bob, excellent job. I'll tell you, I know you've been on this for a long time, and now a new revelation here, and a great job reporting on it.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Bob Dyer joining us from the Akron Beacon Journal.